From the moment Dylan Wang and Shen Yue first appeared together on screen, fans around the world felt it. A spark so real it seemed to leap right out of the drama and into their hearts. They were not just acting. It felt like we were witnessing something deeper, something raw and unspoken, something that could not be scripted. Behind the camera, away from the bright lights and shouting directors, whispers began to spread. Could it be that Dylan and Shen were not just co-stars? Could their on-screen chemistry be hiding a real-life connection? And as months turned into years, the evidence grew stronger. Think back to their first drama together. Every stolen glance, every smile that lingered a little too long, every touch that seemed more natural than rehearsed. Fans swore they saw something in Dylan's eyes whenever he looked at Shen, a softness, a tenderness, as though he was seeing not just his co-star, but someone he quietly cherished. Then came the behind-the-scenes moments, not the ones carefully edited for press, but the candid clips that slipped out when the cameras were not supposed to be rolling. Dylan leaning closer to whisper something that made Shen burst into laughter, Shen adjusting Dylan's outfit like someone who had done it 100 times before. The small things, unnoticed by many, but unforgettable to those who believed in their story. Social media only added fuel to the fire. Fans with eagle eyes began to connect the dots. Similar captions posted within minutes of each other. Photos that seemed to share the same background though taken on different accounts. Late-night updates that hinted they might have been in the same place. Shen posting a song about secret love, and hours later, Dylan sharing a quote about fate and timing, coincidence, or something more. And then, there were the interviews. Whenever the topic of each other came up, their expressions gave them away. Dylan's serious face suddenly melting into a grin, Shen's calm voice turning soft and almost shy. At times, the hosts teased them, asking if there was more than friendship between them. Dylan would laugh, Shen would lower her eyes, and in that silence, fans heard the loudest answer of all. But love stories like theirs are never simple. Both of them are rising stars, with eyes from every corner of the world watching their every move. In the world of fame, even a simple coffee meeting could spark endless headlines. So if there is something between them, it has to stay hidden, tucked away behind closed doors, where only they can keep it safe. Imagine this, late at night after a long day on set, Dylan scrolling through his phone, smiling at a simple text from Shen, a reminder that she got home safe, or Shen quietly cheering on Dylan's new project, not with public words, but with a message that only he will ever see. Moments so small, yet so powerful, moments that tell a story even if the world never hears it. Their fans, who have supported them from the beginning, continue to dream. They create edits, share theories, and write endless stories about what life could be like if Dylan and Shen finally revealed the truth. And every time the two appear in the same place, the internet explodes with renewed hope. Could this finally be the day? Will they ever let the world in on their secret? At the heart of it all is one simple truth, whether or not they confirm it. The bond between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue is undeniable. It is in the way they make each other laugh, in the comfort of their body language, in the little details that speak louder than words. Maybe they are waiting for the right time, or maybe they prefer to keep their love away from the spotlight. But one thing is certain, their story has already captured the hearts of millions. So the question remains, are they more than friends? Only Dylan and Shen truly know, but for the fans who believe in their secret love, the answer has already been written in every smile, every glance, and every moment they have shared. Sometimes, the most powerful love stories are not shouted from the rooftops. They are whispered in quiet rooms, hidden in the spaces between words, and felt in the hearts of those who dare to believe. And perhaps one day, when the world least expects it, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue will step into the light together, not as co-stars, not as friends, but as two souls who have been walking side by side all along. Until then, their story remains the sweetest mystery of them all, a love story we are all waiting to see unfold. As the years passed, the story of Dylan Wang and Shen Yue only grew deeper, not because they confirmed anything, but because their silence became louder than words. Every public appearance, every quiet moment caught on camera, every interaction they shared seemed to paint the picture of two people walking a thin line between friendship and something far greater. The world saw them smile on screen, But what fans longed for were the unscripted moments, those fleeting seconds when the camera was not the focus, but they still couldn't help stealing a glance at each other. In those moments, their eyes said everything their lips refused to admit. Behind closed doors, the story continued, not in grand gestures or dramatic confessions, but in whispers, in late-night phone calls, in small gestures of care that never made it to the public eye. Imagine Dylan waiting up past midnight, just to make sure Shen got home safe after a late shoot, or Shen keeping a lucky charm he once gave her, hidden away in a place only she would know. Fans noticed that no matter how busy their schedules became, their paths always seemed to cross, whether at award shows, variety programs, or quiet industry gatherings. They always ended up in the same frame, not standing apart, but drawn together like two stars whose orbits were destined to align, and each time, the internet exploded, dissecting every smile, every accidental touch, every look that lingered just a second too long. But with rising fame came heavier shadows. Rumors of other relationships occasionally surfaced, and every time they did, the fandom shook.
When the world found out that Dylan
Wang
Wang and Shen Yue were secretly in love
others
for
whispered
years,
about Shen
the
spending
internet
time
stopped.
with a quiet
Fans
businessman.
screamed.
Yet through
Blogs
it all,
crashed.
when the storm
Edits flooded
cleared,
social media
their names
within
somehow
minutes.
found their way back
But
together.
more than the
As
excitement,
if destiny refused
there was
to
one
let them drift
overwhelming
apart.
emotion in the
What
air.
made their story
Relief.
even more compelling
Not
was
because
how much they
owed us
seemed
the
to understand
truth,
each other
but
without
because
speaking.
deep
In
down,
interviews,
everyone had always
if Shen was
believed
asked a difficult
the
question,
romantic tension
Dylan's
in
eyes
Meteor
would
Garden,
soften,
the way
as though
Dylan used to
silently
glance
telling her,
at Shen Yue
"I'm here.
when she
You're
wasn't
not
looking,
alone."
the
And when
inside
Dylan
jokes,
faced the
the
pressure of
undeniable
expectations,
chemistry, the
Shen's
awkward
laughter in the
blushing during
background was
interviews.
often the
It
spark
all
that
made
reminded
sense
him
now.
he was still
But what
himself.
happened after the secret
Not
was
just
out?
the image
What
the world
changed for
wanted
them?
him to be.
And what came
Fans
next?
began
The
creating
answer
entire
is a lot.
timelines of their
And
interactions,
also nothing.
pointing out the way
Because
Dylan's
Dylan
mood
and
lifted
Shen,
whenever Shen was
true
near,
to who they've
or
always
how
been,
Shen seemed
didn't
most
suddenly
comfortable
start
when Dylan was
flaunting
around.
their relationship.
It was not just
There were
wishful
no
thinking,
red
it was
carpet
a pattern
kisses,
too strong to
no
ignore.
tabloid exclusives,
Imagine a secret rendezvous
no
on
drama.
a quiet street
Instead,
in Shanghai.
they
The
did what
two
they've
of them
always
walking
done
side by
best.
side under the
They
dim
stayed
glow
real.
of streetlights.
Fans
No
noticed the
cameras,
changes
no
first.
fans, no
Dylan
world
started
watching.
smiling more in
Just
public
two souls
appearances,
sharing a
genuinely,
rare moment
not
of
just
freedom.
for cameras.
Perhaps they do not
Shen Yue
speak
looked
much.
more confident, more
Perhaps
free.
all they need
And
is
while
the
they didn't
comfort of
post each
knowing
other
that for this
directly,
moment,
eagle-eyed
they are just
fans
Dylan
caught the
and
subtle
Shen.
signals.
Not stars,
Matching
not
bracelets,
headlines,
a
not
blurry
mysteries to be
reflection
solved.
in a mirror.
The love story
Dylan's
fans
Instagram
dream
story
of
with
may
two
never be
coffee
shouted
cups
from the
instead of
rooftops,
one.
but in the
Shen
small
Yue's new cat
details,
and
it
Dylan's
already
hoodie showing
lives.
up in the
In
background.
the way Dylan's
They weren't
hand
hiding
hovers
anymore,
close enough to brush
but they
against
weren't putting
Shen's,
on a
but
show
never
either.
quite touches.
And that,
In the way
ironically,
Shen's eyes search
made the
for
world
Dylan's
fall in
approval
love with
before
them
she
even
laughs.
more.
In the way
Their
they
fan
protect
base
each other from
exploded
the weight
again,
of the world
not
without
just in China
anyone
but
noticing.
globally.
And
TikTok
maybe that
was
is what makes
flooded
their
with
story
edits titled,
so
"They were
irresistible.
always meant
It
to
is
be."
not about a dramatic
A Reddit
reveal.
thread
It is
speculating
about a
on their
love that
relationship
thrives in
timeline
silence,
reached over a
a
million
bond that
views in
exists
a
not
week.
for the cameras
Even
but for
people
themselves.
who weren't fans of
As the
C-dramas
years
started
go
paying
on,
attention.
one truth
Because
remains
Dylan
unshaken.
and Shen weren't just
Dylan
another
Wang
celebrity
and Shen
couple
Yue
anymore.
share something rare,
They became a
something
symbol
pure,
of modern love.
something millions
Love
of people
that's
can
patient,
feel even
private,
if it has never
and
been
powerful.
confirmed. Whether
But
they
with all that
eventually step
attention
forward
came new
hand in
questions.
hand or
And the
continue their
biggest
quiet
one was
dance in the
this:
shadows,
are they getting
their
married?
story has
In
already
late May
carved its place in the
2025,
hearts
a
of those who
well-known
believe.
Chinese entertainment
And
blogger
so the
claimed
mystery
that Dylan had
continues.
proposed
Are
during
they
a
more
secret
than
vacation
friends?
in Kyoto.
The world still
According to
waits
the
for an
post,
answer.
the two
But
were
perhaps
spotted
the
at a
answer
small
has been
boutique
with us
ring
all
shop,
along,
and later,
written in the way
Shen
they
Yue was
smile,
seen wearing a
in the way they
delicate ring
protect
on
each
her
other,
right hand
and
during
in
a
the way
live
time
stream.
has only
Fans,
strengthened
of
the
course,
invisible
went
thread that
wild.
ties them
The
together.
hashtags
For now,
Dylan Shen
Dylan
engaged
Wang
and
and Shen Yue remain the
Meteor
most
Garden real
beautiful
life
secret
trended for
in
days.
the world of entertainment.
And just when things
And
started to
maybe
quiet
that is what
down,
makes their
another
story
piece of the puzzle
so
dropped.
unforgettable.
Dylan was
A
seen with
love
his
that
parents
time
boarding a
cannot
flight
hide.
to
A
Changsha,
love the
Shen Yue's
world cannot
hometown.
stop believing in.
Coincidence? Maybe. But if there's one thing fans have learned about this couple, it's that nothing is really a coincidence. But beyond the speculation and ring rumors, what really stood out was the way Dylan and Shen handled the pressure. No panic. No scandal. No show. Just quiet love, living gently in a world that wanted to shout it. In a rare moment during an award show, Dylan was asked what he valued most in his life right now. He paused, looked thoughtful, and said, "Peace." The kind of peace that comes when you're around someone who sees the real you and stays. The audience cheered. And backstage, Shen Yue, who had just presented an award, was reportedly spotted wiping away a tear. It was small. It was private. But it was real. And maybe that's why people care so much. Because in an industry filled with short-term headlines and staged relationships, Dylan and Shin feel different. They remind us that the best kind of love isn't always loud. It's safe. It's honest. And sometimes, it's hidden for years before it's ready to be shared. Behind all the glitz and speculation, they are two people who found each other while pretending